Morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Sports Performance in Mindset Reset. Jazzy, program manager here with Access at Autodesk, and I've got really good workout for all of us today. So we are in phase 3 of the class, which means that we have different workouts. So we're on day 2, which is still a rotational day. So in terms of equipment, we need one dumbbell. And then we also need either like a paper plate, or if you have socks on hardwood, that will also work. Anything like that is going to be good because we're going to be using those as like slides. So, or if you have slides, go ahead and bring them out. But I'll go ahead and get started. We're going to do 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, and then we're going to get into the mindset reset portion of the class after that. So what we're going to do is we'll start off, we're going to use that paper plate or slide, or if you have socks on hardwood, again, whatever works best for you. I have a paper plate here, so you can see the paper plate under my foot, and we're going to do rotational reverse lunges here with that slide. So we're going to put all the weight in the front foot. We're going to step back, opening on up. So hips are going to then face the camera, and then step in, return to center. So coming back, foot going nice and wide, straightening that leg, but then all that weight is on the front foot. So we're gonna do all on one side, then we're gonna do all on the other side. So you guys are gonna see my butt for a second. We're gonna slide, opening up and back to center, and then same thing, slide, and then opening up, back to center. So those are the first two things. And then we're going to do a 90-degree rotational jump, and then we're going to stabilize before we move. So what we're going to do here is going to take both feet. We're going to jump, land nice and soft, and then jump back. So we want 90-degree angles here. So we're facing the front, hips are facing the front. We're going to load here. So slight bend in those knees, butt is back. We're going to jump, land nice and soft, gather ourselves as we land. And then once we're ready, jumping back to center. So that's going to be a third thing. And then the next thing we have, it's called base rotations. So this one's a little bit different than anything that we've done in the past. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our feet hip width apart, hips are back, slight bend in the knees. So from this angle, we're going to look like this. And we're just going to jump in place. We're going to do 3 jumps. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, and then we're switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. So we're rotating in one angle here, but our feet are moving together. It's a nice quick movement here. So jumping and then switching. So that's going to be our fourth thing. And then lastly, this is where we're going to need our one dumbbell, so only one. And we're going to be on our hands and toes. Make sure y'all are going to be able to see me here. We're on the hands and toes. Dumbbell is going to start off to one side. We're in a plank. So the dumbbell is on my left side. My right hand, I'm going to reach under and across, plant, and then under, across, and plant. So we're basically just going to be pulling that dumbbell under side to side. It's going to work our core a lot more than just a regular plank. So it's a little bit more rotation as well. So that is going to be our circuit for today. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we'll get into that mindset reset when we're cooling down. So getting ready here for our warm up. I'm going to do some rotation here. So what we're going to do is on our hands and knees, we're going to stick one leg out to the side like a kickstand, keeping that pinky toe on the ground. And we're going to do that rock back and then rotate. So keeping that pinky toe on the ground, we're going to inhale, rock back, and then exhale, reach through. And then back to center. We're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale, rock back, exhale, reach through, plant and return. And 1 more inhale, rock back, and exhale, reach through. And then we'll return to center. Then we're going to go ahead and switch over. Do that same thing on the other side here. So planting the pinky toe, nice and flat back here. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, reaching through. And inhale, rock back. And exhale, reaching through. And 1 more inhale, rock back. And exhale, reach through. All right, last part of our warm up here. We are just going to do a little bit more rotation stuff, reaching through and coming up. So right arm, reach through, and then exhale to the ceiling. And inhaling, reaching through. And exhaling towards the ceiling. And inhale, reach through. And exhale to the ceiling. And then we can go ahead and plant that hand. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, reach through. And exhale, open up. And inhale, reach through. Exhale, open up. And inhale, reach through. And exhale, open up. All right, I think we are ready to rock and roll. So let's go ahead. We're getting ready. We got 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. We're starting off with our reverse lunge with our slide or the makeshift slide here. So I got my paper plate ready to go. And we're getting the timer ready here in 3, 2, 1, and go. So we are, I'll start on this leg, sorry. Oh, so we're going to open up, hips facing 90 degrees. So our hips are facing forward. As we slide back, we're opening up, facing out, keeping that weight in the front foot. So we're really feeling that in the heel. So just like a normal reverse lunge, my weight is still over my front leg. We're just getting a different angle here. So we really need to keep that core tight. So we're opening through the core, keeping that core nice and tight. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up, we're doing the same thing on the other side. So we're going to open up towards the other side and come back. 3, 2, 1. So step back, opening up, keeping the chest over the arch of the front foot. Making sure to breathe. It's going to help us really engage that core. So keeping that core nice and tight. So we're acting like someone's going to come and punch us in the stomach. So we're keeping that nice and tight as we open up and come back to center. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have our rotational jump to stabilize. So we're facing forward, and we're going to face this way. So we're going to rotate between the 2 jumps. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're push those hips back, jump, land nice and soft, and then come back the other way. So really being nice and gentle with our landing, making sure we have the bend in the knees to protect our knee joints here. So we're jumping, gathering ourselves. Nice job. Sometimes it does help to get those hands. We are like gathering ourselves and then we're powering up using those hands. So the hands can help us a little bit. Control those legs. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have our base rotations. So 2 feet, we're gonna do 3 hops and then switch our feet real quick. So it's kind of like we're gonna be kind of like skateboarding or snowboarding a little bit. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're jumping 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. So we're keeping our knees slightly bent, little baby jumps. Jet, I don't want you jumping. So what you can do is you can just kind of switch your feet and then back and then switch your feet and back. But be careful with jumping. Perfect. All right. So we're 3 jumps turning to the sides. This is going to help us again with rotating. We're just rotating our hips. I just realized I was rotating too much of my body. So just through the lower body. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we're on the ground. We're going to be in a plank position. We're going to start with our dumbbell off to the side. So my dumbbell is going to be on the left side. I'm going to reach under with my right hand, place it on the right side, then reach under and back. 3, 2, 1. So on our hands and toes, and plank, grabbing, setting the dumbbell across. So keeping our core nice and tight, hips are facing the ground. If we're struggling to stay nice and straight, go ahead and drop to the knees because we can still engage our core that way. Doing rotation. So we're rotating slightly, moving over to the other side. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right, those are fun. Okay, we're starting at the top. So Jet, if you have a paper plate or something you can use, or you have socks and hardwood, we're using that for some rotational lunges. 3, 2, 1. If you don't have anything you can grab, instead, you can just kind of open up that foot and then come back. So you can drag the foot along the carpet, but it is a little bit more helpful if you have a slide or socks on hardwood to make sure that we're really keeping that weight in the front foot. So really important, that other leg, we're sliding up, my weight, my chest is forward. So I'm using the glute of the front leg to stand all the way up, not the back leg. So it's really helpful to have the slide. So you're really acting like you're not using it. 3, 2, 1. All right. We're going to do that same thing on the other leg. So we're going to be opening up now. So I'm going to open up towards the wall, but it's the same thing, just the other leg. 3, 2, 1. So all the weight's in the front leg, rotating, opening up, really just using that front glute. So we got our heel, big toe, little toe of the front leg, doing all the work for us here today. Does help if you go nice and slow as you stand up to really make sure that you are only using that front leg. So I like to really focus on really pushing that front foot into the ground, going nice and slow so we're only using the front leg. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have a rotational jump. So again, jumping for you, Jet. What you can do here instead is you can go from one foot and you can do more of a bound to the other side. So you're not actually jumping, but you're stepping from side to side. So that is what I want you to do here. 3, 2, 1. So if we're okay jumping, we're going to gather, jump, land both feet, and then back to center. If we're not okay with jumping, one leg, step over, land, stabilize, having that one leg working. We're still working on rotation. We're pushing off, opening up. And that's going to help with explosiveness for any sport with change of direction, even just with running, or if you're a winter sport person, great things to prepare for. We'll see a little bit of stuff like that in our Winter Warrior program. Really excited for that. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up are the base rotations. So we're doing 3 jumps and then we're moving our hips one way and the other way. So Jet, for you, just kind of take it easy with your jumps. You do 1 foot at a time in that way. 3, 2, 1. Always need to make sure we're aware of our limits here. We're not pushing ourselves so hard that we don't feel good. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Even sometimes you might notice that I tend to maybe take certain things a little easier based on how I'm feeling for the day, which is why recovery is so important. 3, 2, 1. All right, last up, we've got the plank pull throughs. So we got our dumbbell ready, just one dumbbell today. Need water after that one. 3, 2, 1. So on the hands and toes or the hands and knees, whatever is comfortable and available to you today. But we're picking the dumbbell up. So my right arm reaching under, coming over to the other side, exhaling as we move, engaging our core, making sure that we are keeping those hips facing down. We're rotating through. 3, 2, 1. All right, great job. We got one more round, starting off with our rotational reverse lunge. Lots of R's there. 3, 2, 1. All right, this is our last round. Stepping back, opening up, coming back up to center. Really keep that chest and the weight over the front. Keeping that other leg nice and straight as we stand up using that front leg. Great job. I love these ones. We get to work the core a little bit more. I feel like it's a little bit harder on that front leg. 3, 2, 1. All right. Same thing on the other side. And then we have our rotational jumps, our base rotations, and then our plank pull throughs. And then we're ready for our cool down and our mindset reset. 3, 2, 1. So all the way on the opposite foot, opening up towards the other side. Hips are still going to be in line here. So we want both my hips are going to face the wall right now on this side. But you notice, even you can tell from the back side that my hips have rotated all the way open. So this is going to be really good to work on that other plane of motion here. We're rotating, helping out our joints, helping out our muscles. Great job. A few more here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Now we have our rotational jumps. So you can even go from one leg to the other. You can go both legs at the same time. Okay, getting ready here. 3, 2, 1. So if we're doing two legs, gathering ourselves, hips going slightly back. Let's do this way. So hips slightly back here, slight bend in the knees, gathering, jumping, landing, gathering. Same thing. So if we're doing two legs, both of our legs or both of our feet are touching the ground at the same time. If we're doing one leg, same thing, but here we are jumping, rotating, snapping through the hips. So I'm pushing off that leg, opening the hips up, landing nice and soft, or we're just stepping. But we want to make sure we're really using our glutes here. So we're sinking into the glutes as we come down from that jump. It's really good for the butt here. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got two more things. We have the base rotations first. 3 jumps and then our hips are snapping. So again, very explosive movement here. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're doing 3 jumps, hips are rotating. So chest and shoulders are staying forward, but my hips, so I'm landing here, my hips are facing one way, my shoulders are facing the other way. So that way I have to use that core to rotate back. So I think these ones are really good for things like snowboarding, skating, anywhere where you have to do a lot of hip moving, a lot of core work. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last movement of the workout. We went through this one real quick. We have our plank pose groups here. All right, we're getting ready here. 3, 2, 1. So on the hands and knees or on the hands and toes, whatever position we need to be in to get the most out of this. Sometimes when we are on the hands and toes, at least for me, I've noticed that my arms get so tired that I can't really fully use my core as the movement was intended. So this sometimes is a great way to knock the movement down, but it's also a good way to make sure we're doing it with most intent. 3, 2, 1. That is going to be our circuit for the morning. Nice job. Go ahead, grab a sip of water if you need it. And we're going to do a whole cool down mindset reset on the ground as usual. I don't think we've ever done it standing, but we're going to do breath hold first. We did a lot of rotation, a lot of leg stuff today. So I think this will help us start to cool down, start to slow our breath down, and bring awareness to our body right now. So I'm going to start on my left side here. And my top leg is going to come up, over, and across. Knee and ankle stay on the ground. Bottom hand on top of that knee. My back leg, my bottom leg is nice and straight. I'm going to grab onto my foot or ankle. And if that is not available, you can always grab a towel or a blanket or a resistance band to wrap around your leg and hold on to that way. And once we're here, we're going to inhale to prepare. And we're going to slowly exhale, rotating the top shoulder towards the ground. And this one can be tough. Not everyone's shoulders can both be on the ground at the same time. I am one of those people. So we are just going to, the more we practice this movement, the better we are going to get at it. We're taking nice, big, deep inhales in through the nose, feeling that low back expand. And with each exhale, we are signing away any tension we feel. So this is where we start to bring awareness. I feel like I say this every week, but the more aware we are of our body and what is going on, how our muscles feel, what our energy level is like, the more we listen to our body, the more in tune we are with our body. We're going to feel a lot better, and that's just going to help boost our mental state. Our bodies hold on to a lot of different types of energy. So right now, with each exhale, we're releasing any tight spots, breathing into the tightness. We're sending our body relaxing and positive vibes. So that's what I want us to do right now. We're focusing on being positive, whatever that means to you. So just think about positive things. Think, I radiate positivity. Really feel all of your body really relax with each exhale. On the next exhale, so do one more inhale. And on this next exhale, we're gently going to release that bottom leg and return to that starting position. And then we're going to roll over onto the other side, and we're going to do that same thing over again. So I'm going to now be on my right side here. My top leg up, over, across. Oh, my back just cracked. That felt really good. Bottom hand on top of that knee. And then our top hand going to reach down, grab onto the bottom foot or ankle. Again, if that is not available, go ahead and grab a blanket or a towel to help you out there. We're going to inhale to prepare. And we're going to exhale, bringing that top shoulder towards the ground. And going off of awareness, this is where we may realize that one side feels tighter than the other, or maybe both of our sides are very tight today. I am of the latter, but if one side is tighter and really taking in what areas are tighter, making a mental note of things. So maybe later on today, you can stretch out the other side a little bit. Stretch out some of those tighter muscles. All of our past stretch breaks are up on YouTube. So I know we don't have any stretch breaks today or the next 2 days over the weekend. So you can always check those out on YouTube. But we're doing that same thing here with each exhale. We're further relaxing into the stretch, into the ground. Feeling our muscles relax. And we are thinking positive thoughts. We are letting positive energy flow through our bodies right now. We're going to radiate that positivity to everyone we talk to today. And let's go ahead and do one more deep breath here. So a nice big inhale. And on the exhale, you can gently release that bottom leg. And we are going to roll over onto our hands and knees for our final few minutes here. We're going to finish out with some child's pose. We're going to take those knees a little bit wider than hip width, bring those hips back, walk our hands out, forehead, chin, or cheek to the ground. And we're still taking nice, big, deep belly breaths, feeling that whole low back expand. And exhaling, sighing away any tension, any stress, any negativity. We're releasing that tension through the body, or releasing those negative thoughts from our mind. And we are thinking positively. So I want us to focus on one thing that we are going to do today that is going to make us 1% better than the people we were yesterday. So it can literally be anything, whether it's, aiming to go for a walk today. Even if it's just 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes more than yesterday if you didn't go for a walk yesterday. Maybe it's drinking an extra bottle of water. Maybe it's spending 5 more minutes just sitting in silence today. Like, that is something that I feel like a lot of us forget to do, is just spend time alone with ourselves without any distractions. So maybe it's just sitting down for 5 minutes. Maybe it's, going out to eat, because you never do that. So, definitely choose one thing today that's going to make you 1% better than you were yesterday. And then I also want us to think of one thing to do tomorrow and one thing to do on Sunday. So then that way, by the time we come back to work on Monday, we are 3% better than we were before we started the weekend. So we're thinking of our 3 things here. We're breathing nice and deep, sighing away that tension. We're going to do one more deep breath here. And once we finish that last exhale, you can gently come back to hands and knees, or you can stay there for as long as you'd like. But that is going to be all the time I have for y'all this morning. So thank you so much for joining me. That was a good workout. It always feels good to also clear our minds after. We do have one more class today. We got Functional Fitness Friday and Guided Breathing with Luis at 12. So definitely join him there. And then We got our Winter Warrior program coming up, so you can schedule your consults for that starting on Monday, the 11th with me. So between the 11th and the 25th, schedule your consult. We'll get you set up with the program, and it's going to be a really good time. We got a lot of good exercises in there. So definitely ask if you have any questions. I'm always here, but great job. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next